The final step after all the grueling process of college admission is the visa interview, which is last but equally important barrier to be cleared. The students needs to convince the visa officer about the intention of studying in the USA to get the visa stamped on the passport. One must anticipate that the interview will be conducted in English and hence the student must be prepared for the same. You will have to show your spoken skills to the visa officer. Practice a conversation in English with any native speaker to understand the language and perform well during the interview. And this will also help the visa officer in convincing that you will be able to take up the academic lectures delivered in English. Look at the interviewer and make eye contact. Not being able to do so may be considered a sign of dishonesty. Have a positive attitude and greet the visa officer whenever necessary. One of the most important points to remember that the student need to speak for themselves and should not take anyone along with them. A negative impact will be created if the student is not prepared to speak and someone else to speak on their behalf. The student should know the program and should have the understanding on how the chosen program is suitable to their career plan. The student should convince the visa officer about how studying in the US is going to prove beneficial in the future in the home country. This will help in convincing that the student is going to US for study purpose and not for immigration. Keep the answers short and to the point and be conscious. The visa officer will form an image about the student within the first minute or two and may not be interested in long conversations due to large volumes of application with the visa officer. Stay connected with your home country and show the visa officer strong reasons to come back to the home country after completion of your studies rather than staying back in the USA. Show that your main purpose for going to the US is to study and not to immigrate or seek employment. The students should be eloquent to convey that they will return to their home country after the completion of their studies. Have the documentation complete and should be visible at a glance as long written documents are not easily readable. Do not engage into any sort of arguments with the visa officer. And in case of denial, politely ask the officer about the list of documents and suggestions to overcome the refusal.